Hi friends, I'm Jennifer Scott and welcome back to my channel. Today is my 100th video and my 1-year anniversary on YouTube, so I have so much to celebrate, and I did it with affordable makeup. And I'm sure most of you are like, wait, what channel is this? Affordable? What? I know, but I couldn't help myself. I was in Target recently making purchases for my high-low mascara video that you may have seen. I will post it in case you haven't. But as I was standing there staring at the e.l.f. makeup, there was so much that just started jumping off the shelves and into my cart, and I have it here. That's right, and it's now all over my face. So if you want to see how I made this look happen, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe if you're new, because listen, I'm looking for new friends, and I think you're looking for something, well, maybe a little messy to watch. Either way, we're both gonna win. So keep on watching if you want to see how I made this happen. All right, let's get this started. As you can see by this, well, sizable haul, I had kind of a blackout when I was in Target. If you saw my most recent high-low video, then you know I put the e.l.f. Big Mood up against Item Beauty, and well, I didn't entirely love this, but this was the whole reason I had gone to Target, and this is what happened by the time I left. And to be completely honest, this is why all that happened. When I saw this, the liquid glitter eyeshadow in Ocean Eyes, this blue just had me mesmerized. Now, I know most of you, when you see something like this in the store, you're like, what am I gonna do with that? Who am I? Disco queen? No, thank you, but no thank you. I saw this and I was like, oh, I'm gonna use that on top of my new Dior navy blue eyeliner. I'm just going to punch it up a little bit to give a slightly more dramatic evening look. That's what I want from this. And that's where it started. And then it was a rabbit hole. Then it was like, ooh, look at all these colors. And ooh, look at these eyeshadows. And ooh, more lip products. And more liquid metallic eyeshadows. I couldn't be stopped. And what happened to me is what has happened to me my entire life. Since I was 5 years old, opening up that drawer in the bathroom that my mom had just filled with all of the prettiest colors, sparkles, glitters, glosses, lipsticks, mascaras, eyeliners, all of it. To me, that was always just a jewel box of treasures. And for some reason, when I was standing staring at the e.l.f. display, that jewel box of treasures just happened for me all over again. Now, let's be real. e.l.f. has been around forever. I have walked by that display a million times, but something about it just caught me right this time, and I couldn't help myself. And honestly, most of these products are between $3 and $5. It was okay that I couldn't help myself. Because of all this I bought, I think I spent less than $70. And if you've been with me for a while, you know I have some products that singularly cost $70. So to have all of this just to play with and try on and just have my girly 6-year-old moment, it's totally worth less than $70. All right, so let's jump right into what I've already done. I didn't buy any of their face products except for the hydrating camo concealer in the shade Light Ivory. Now I know they have a camo CC cream that has been kind of their biggest hit as of late, but that's not a product I wanted to try because it has sunscreen in it. And whenever I use a foundation type product that has sunscreen in it, I break out, and I just do not want to mess with my skin right now. I'm sometimes more willing than other times to mess with my skin, but this was just not one of those weeks. However, I was very interested in this concealer because it is supposed to be a hydrating satin finish concealer. At this point in my eye game, hydrating is where I want it to be. I don't want anything that is super flat and super matte because it can emphasize my lines, but I will set it down with a powder because once again, I did not pick up any e.l.f. powders. They were not available. The e.l.f. powders, the e.l.f. bronzers, and what else? Oh, and the putty primers, they were all sold out, so I could not get those to try on for you guys, but I do want to try out this hydrating concealer, so let's see. So right now on my face, I have sunscreen for a primer. I also have a pore filling primer. I'm continuing to try out the Say bronzer, and I'm wearing the Bite Changemaker foundation that I love and adore. All right, let's do this. Let's go in with, oh my goodness, look at the size of that doe foot applicator. She's generous. Let's go in. Now, the other reason I don't like to buy at the drugstore is because I am terrible about picking out the correct shades. I mean, case in point, right now, this concealer is looking a bit light. Yikes. Can you imagine if I would have picked out a foundation? I'm just terrible at it. I cannot get the right shades in the drugstore setting. That's one of the reasons I usually shop at like Sephora or Ulta for my foundation products, because I just can't be bothered trying, returning, trying again, returning. I don't have that time in my life. All right, let's smooth this out. See if we can get it to blend and lighten up a little bit. It's a little light, but it's a little highlighty, so that's okay. Let's just go down the bridge of the nose and a little bit in the center of the face. Normally I would do around my smile lines, but I think it's going to be too highlighty, so let's skip that this time. All right, well, initial impressions, it goes on nicely. I like it very much. I have a feeling once my skin like gets a little lighter as, you know, the cooler months roll in and I'm not outside getting a little sun, I think this is going to be a really nice color on me. I think it lays down really nicely. I don't see it really emphasizing my lines. Let's put on a little powder just to set. I'm just going to use my number 7 Lift and Illuminate because I love using that. Lovely. Now that that is all set, I'm just going to go in with a little powder bronzer to set my bronzer. What do we want to do next? I want to set the eyes and use this Wow Brow. So I bought the Wow Brow in the shade Taupe. It says it is a volumizing fiber gel, and I have the Putty Eye Primer. It just says cream, so I don't know if they have more than one color than this, but let's get my eyes going. This actual packaging is reminiscent to me, obviously, of my MAC Painterly Paint Pot. Feels a little, I don't want to say, it doesn't feel as like creamy as my paint pot. It feels slightly more putty-like. So let's see how it goes on. It's definitely stiffer. My first impressions, I don't feel like it is totally canceling out the colors in my eyelids, like any veins or redness or anything like that. It just feels a little too dry and stiff. Yeah, can you see, like I have like a couple little freckles right there on my eyelid, and I'm not able to conceal those. And usually I can with my MAC Painterly Paint Pot. So, not a dupe. We'll see how my eyeshadow works on it, if it creases or anything like that. But right now it's not something that I'm looking forward to using again. Yeah, that dries down so quick. Yikes. But for whatever it was, $3-4, worth a try. I mean, it does say Putty Eye Primer, so what was I expecting? Now, they didn't have any eyebrow pencils when I was there because I would have definitely picked up an eyebrow pencil to go along with this. So this is just the Wow Brow, a volumizing fiber gel. It's just tiny. Here again, $3-4, whatever it cost. Now, that is a nice little brush. I do like tiny brushes to really get in there. Let's see what this shade is like. Yep, definitely taupey. Is it gonna be a little too gray? We'll see. I am gonna go in with my Joa real quick just to kind of give a little bit of shape to my brows, because I normally wouldn't use a fiber gel on its own anyway. All right, so let's go in with our Wow Brow in Taupe. I usually like to wipe off a little bit of the product because these things can be very gloppy. I'd rather go in with less than more because it's easier to add more than it is to take away. Let's see how this goes. Oh, okay. Now the real test is how it's going to last throughout the day. Is it going to get like crunchy, or is it going to start flaking? Will the color last? Am I gonna have little fibers falling out on my face? I guess we'll have to see. For only a few bucks, it is definitely worth a try. But honestly, that is a tiny amount of product. I'm not gonna do like a wear test and check in. This was literally me just wanting to play with makeup. So for a first time playing, this is actually going on better than I expected. The color's a pretty nice match. My brows themselves are a shit show. We know that. I have good brow days. You guys just never get to see them. Okay, all right. I'm feeling pretty okay about that. What are we gonna try next? You know what I feel like? I wanna play with the lip products, so let's do that. All right, so first I have the Seriously Satin lipstick in the shade Taffy. And this is supposed to be, it says satin. Let's see. Initial impressions, this is super cheap packaging, but what do I expect for whatever it cost me? $3-4. Did I mention, like, I can't even tell you what things cost, because when I look on my Target receipt, I can see all the items. It says e.l.f. next to everything, but the actual like SKUs don't match up with the SKUs that are on the packaging. So I don't know how to tell you what costs, but I will leave the links to everything down in the description box below. So like I said, this is the shade Taffy. That's a pretty color. I would probably get more wear out of that once, you know, we get into fall, but let's give her a try. Do I feel like wearing a lip liner? No, let's just go in. I mean, how bad can it get? Satin. I don't know. I don't know if I feel if that is a satin finish. It actually has more of like a drier matte finish. I do like to blot so it doesn't look over lipsticky, kind of like, you know, how your grandma used to look. There we go. That takes it down a little bit, and I do like that. The shade is pretty. You know me. I love pinks. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. All right, let's top it with the lip lacquer. This I have in the shade Wild Rose. All right, let's see what this color looks like. Okay, so that is a pigmented lip gloss, which is totally fine with me. Feels a little sticky, but let's see. It's perfect on top of this Taffy shade of lipstick. Yeah, it definitely feels like glossier and smoother than I expected it to. Not oily, not sticky, but it is nice and smooth. And it does have a nice light sweet scent. I like it. Are you all like, girl, you were late to the party. I've been using that forever. I'm sorry. At least I showed up. All right, so what am I thinking? Am I going to get another one of these lipsticks? Probably not. I'm super duper picky about lipstick, but I really like this lip lacquer. It's really nice. Yeah, I really like it. All right, next. What do we want next? Let's do cheeks. So I have the Bite Size Face Duo in the shade Watermelon. Now this was, you know, immediately intriguing to me. How the freak do I get in here? Because it is both a cheek color and what I think is a highlighter. I mean, for my 100th video, you'd think I would be a lot better at this. All right, so those natural neutral colors are just perfect. I like to have shades like this in my highlighters because sometimes I just don't want that like silvery or gold. I like to sometimes have a shade that's gonna kind of mesh well with my cheek color. Let's see if we can get, oh, this feels nice and creamy. That is way more pigmented than I expected it to be. It is nice and neutral, very peachy. Let's get a swatch of the highlighter. I am running out of space. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna show up very well for you guys. And on my finger, it is definitely a little peachy, but it is cooler than I expected. Now, these are tiny pans, so I'm gonna go in, do I have a smaller brush? All right, I found a smaller brush. Ooh, it is super duper powdery, but again, it was probably $3. Okay, there, we're finally getting some color payoff. I'm going in ham. Do you see all that powder coming off? Whew. When I first go in, it is super light. So if you want a very natural, this is definitely very natural. We all know when it comes to blush, I am not a natural girl. I like to pile it on. Why? Because we all know, repeat after me, blush is the first thing to wear off. Okay, we're getting there. I do think the shade is really, really pretty. I actually don't have anything like it in my collection. And for $3, yeah, I will spend the extra time to get this to work because it's really pretty. Am I putting pounds of it on? Yes, I am. Is that any different than any other blush? No, it's not. So after we get past it being powdery and needing a lot to build up the color, I really like the shade. It's not patchy. There is a slight glow to it, which I do not hate. It's really lovely. Okay, for $3, so far so good, watermelon. Now we're gonna try the highlighter. All right, let's go in here. Yep, of course it's powdery. I expected that. Let's just go a little bit. Ooh, I'm surprised that this is cooler than what it looks like in the pan. I mean, doesn't that look very peachy to you? I'm not getting super peachy vibes from that. It's coming off more silvery to me. That's so weird. Let's see, if I wipe and wipe and wipe, yeah, I guess it is a little more silvery than it really looks. That's so odd. Isn't that weird? Has anyone else come across that? Is it the prettiest highlighter I've ever used? No. Is it something that I'm gonna reach for again? Probably not, only because it's just a lot like cooler and icier than I expected. And right now, that's not my vibe. Maybe in December, January, when I am pale AF, it might be nice and I can revisit it then. But right now, it's way too icy for me. But remember, we can make anything work. You know I love my finishing powders, so I am just gonna go over the top with my Hourglass Ethereal Light, just to kind of take down some of this shine. There we go, that's all I needed. What's happening with this concealer? Am I getting creasing here? Is that what I'm seeing? I can't have collecting concealer, creasing. No, I can't have that. Why are you doing this to me? Come on. All right, so I picked up the bite-size eyeshadows. I have Berry Bad and Cream and Sugar. I felt that they would be nice and complementary. This is a little too dark for an all-over eye look for me, and this is very neutral with two great shimmers in there, but I think that this is going to be, you know, perfect for just going over top my putty that I don't love so much. Let's see what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go super basic because I have all these other sparkly things to play with. Opening these things is really weird. Well, at least I know no one has been in them before me. All right, we're gonna go in this one. Oh, it feels nice and smooth. Decent amount of color payoff. I'm just gonna go in and cover up all of that primer, hopefully. So far, the color payoff is pretty good. It feels nice and smooth. It doesn't look patchy, which, I mean, here again, $3 for these little things. They're perfect for traveling. You don't have to worry about taking like your big expensive palettes with you. Having something like this that would be reliable, but you wouldn't have to worry about breaking, losing, damaging when you're traveling. That would be great if this works out. That's a great base shade. I really like that. I'm gonna go into the Berry Bad palette, and I'm just going to use this shade here for in the crease. All I wanna do is give a little bit of shape because I am gonna go in with those glitters and metallics. I thought it was going to be a lot like lighter, and you know how sometimes they just like disappear? This is actually showing up nicely. I like it. One dip in there. Pretty good. And it's not super powdery. Like, look at that. I'm not getting like a lot of kickback off of that. Nice. Are you all like, yeah, girl, we know. We know. Or are you like, I'm getting myself to Target? It might also be helping that I'm using a really good brush. This is a Wayne Goss brush, so you definitely can't go wrong with these. Now, normally I would continue and I would go on and I would try out all the shades, but I have all these metallics and shimmers that I need to get on these eyes of mine, so let's see what we got here. So I couldn't help myself. I think these were $3 also, so I bought 5. And I think that there were probably 2 other colors that they still had there, but they weren't really like complementary to my skin tones, so I bought these 5. So the shades I have are Galaxy, Little Dipper, Big Dipper, Comet, and Moon. Let's swatch them and see what we think. Oh my God, they're so little. Here we go. Here's a Galaxy. Ooh, Big Dipper, OMG. Little Dipper, that one might be a little thinner. Let's just give her another pass. Oh, Little Dipper, you are a pretty pink. Here we have Comet. Oh, oh my God, that's so pretty. And that kind of reminds me of my Hourglass in the shade Reflect that I love so much. And last we have the shade Moon. All right, that is really pretty. I mean, all these shades I definitely love. Oh, that's already dried down. Look at that. The fact that this dried down so quickly, like, really gives me high hopes for how long it'll last, not flaking, not running or smearing. This may be worth more than $3. How satisfying are these little cuties though? $3 to like a jazz up an eye look, even if it's just once, worth it. All right, you know what I think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna add a little bit of this shade here to the outer corner, and then I'm gonna go in with Comet. Nice, not powdery. I like that it's not a super dark saturation or right off the bat, that I can add more and blend without it being like, pow. It blends out nicely. Here again, using a good brush like this one from Scott Barnes, I think helps the cause when you have like slightly less expensive type makeup. Tools matter, my friends. Tools matter. All right, I am super impressed so far with these tiny little eye palettes. All right, now let's go in with the shade. I think I said it was Comet. Already making a mess. I am going to just put it on the center of my eye with this little applicator, and then I'm going to pat it around because I want to have more control over where it goes, and I don't want a whole lot glopping down and being unblendable. Okay. You know what? That is not as like intensely sparkly as I thought it was going to be, so that's nice. Look at that. Let's build it up a little bit and see, just in the center, just pat it in a little bit. Yeah, pretty. Let's get the other side real quick. Ooh, super pretty. What do you think? This is one of those things that, like, I don't care how old you are, 22, 92, you can use something like this so easily. Just blend it, spread it out, and give yourself a little bit of like shimmer and shine. You know how I feel about that. You can still be a girly makeup girl no matter what your age. It's just using the products, you know, however you want them. Sometimes you need to go a little lighter, sometimes you need to go a little heavier, but just enjoy it, have fun. It's not tattooed on your face forever. I'm gonna continue to use these and play with them because for $3, the versatility that I'm gonna get out of these and just having fun being a makeup girl, yeah, totally worth it. And then the whole reason this whole thing happened is these liquid glitter eyeshadows. I have the shades Flirty, Birdie, and Ocean Eyes. Ocean Eyes is what really caught me, like blue. Yes, please. Do you guys just have that like shade that when you see it in a store, you're like, I must have that. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I have no idea how I'm going to wear it, but I have to have it. Well, that's how I was when I saw this. All right, so I thought to myself, how can I wear that? And I remembered that I had this blue eyeliner from Dior that I recently purchased. And I thought, yeah, wearing the blue eyeliner and then just going over top with this would just kind of like amp up my look. So I could use it for nighttime if I'm going out to dinner or somewhere, you know, just grown up and fun. So I'm not going anywhere today, so who cares how this looks? I think I'm gonna use the eyeliner with the Ocean Eyes on top, and I'm going to use this other shade here, just in the center. Yeah, I wanna have like a little more shimmer and shine. More, please, more. Yeah, this is dried down. Perfect. All right, now because of my old lady eyes, I had to take out my contacts so I could get up really close because I want to do this right and not screw up. So here we go with the blue eyeliner. All right, blue eyeliner is on. Let's see how this Ocean Eyes works. Ugh, so here's the problem. It is still that big applicator. Let's see the shade here. Oh, that's so pretty. All right, now because this is just way too wide for me to go over top of the eyeliner, I'm gonna use a brush. I'm just gonna go in with this angled brush here. I'm going to take it off of the applicator and just go over top of my eyeliner. Let's hope she's glittery. All right, it's definitely a deeper blue than my eyeliner, which is fine. There we go. Now I'm seeing more glitter. And it's nice because it's like blue glitter. It's not silver glitter, which sometimes is mixed in with blue. It's not what I wanted. This is what I was hoping for. I mean, can you tell that like that just amped that up? Oh my God, I really like that. Right now I know you're like, girl, where are you gonna wear that? Well, you know what? I'm gonna go out to dinner. I'm gonna do some grown-up things, damn it. I'm an empty nester. I deserve to go out and do some grown-up things. Now, could I use this without using the blue eyeliner underneath? I probably could, but I think the layering helps the saturation of the blue and really gives it that like, that I'm looking for. Ocean eyes, yes. Yes, please. I'm not gonna wear it grocery shopping. I'm not gonna wear it, you know, going to the mall. But to have to just like amp up a look every now and then, that's what it's for. Like having fun, amping it up, playing. All right, now I'm gonna go into Flirty Birdie and I'm just going to put it like on the center of my eye just for a little more because, you know, you can never have enough. I can never have enough. All right, let's take a look at Flirty Birdie and see. This is very glittery. It reminds me, do you see that? Like how it's definitely peachy, but there's a ton of glitter in there. It reminds me of those Stila, what was it, Magnificent Metals? Was that what they were called? I think the shade was Smitten Kitten. This is like a dupe for that, hands down. I'm going to dab this just in the center of my eye and then just pat it out a little bit. Just to give us some glitter. If I got a little bit on the eyeshadow, or on the eyeliner. Yep, just some glitter, girl. I mean, talk about amping it up. I think what I would do, put them on and just leave your eyes closed for like 30 seconds and give it that dry down time so it does not crease. Oh my God. I'm just gonna go back into this palette and use a little bit of this shade under my lash line. Is this more glamour than you signed up for today? I hope so. I gotta tell you, eye looks like this are what I dreamed of as a little girl. Like being able to play, have these colors, these shimmers, these sparkles, and just look like a disco ball. Like that's all I have ever wanted my entire life, is to look like a disco ball. All right, we have one last product. It is their mascara, the Length and Volume. I have it in black waterproof. You know me, I want the blackest black, and I want it in waterproof because I don't like smudge, smearing, and flaking like I had with the Big Mood. Although I do believe it comes in waterproof, so I may give that another shot. Ooh, it feels thick. This is like a type of brush I haven't seen in a long time. This was the brush style like for years and years and years when I was growing up. Let's see how it works. Let's be fair and curl these lashes. Yeah, this is definitely a kind of a thick, drier formula. I swear to God, I am like the Goldilocks of mascara. Not too dry, not too wet, not too clumpy. Now you'd think with an eye look like this that I would do falsies. That's just not my vibe usually. I just don't want to take that extra time. And honestly, I don't like removing them because it removes some of my lashes. And I would rather just take good care of my own lashes, use way too much mascara than I would want to use falsies. Now, every now and then there is a time and a place. Griffin, are you having a bad dream? Every now and then there is a time and a place for me to be using falsies, but that hasn't been recently. All right, so far this mascara is not bad. I just remembered I have to go to the grocery store. I don't think this look is what anyone is going to be expecting from me at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Monday. And here we have it, the finished look. Yeah, I am a way more glamorama than you expected. I am exactly the amount of glamorama that I expected. I love so many of these products. Like, I'm loving my over-the-top eyes with the shimmer, shine, sparkle, glitter. I just need that some days. And honestly, for my 100th video, why would I not want to shimmer, shine, and sparkle? These eyeshadow palettes, totally love. The lip lacquer, love. The blush, I think, is a super pretty color. I'm not super into the highlighter. It's not my favorite, but the blush, I'll definitely continue to use. The liquid metallic eyeshadows, I freaking love them. I think they're a great base. I think I'm gonna try using them just all over the lid, pat them out for a little more sheer effect. I think that'll be so pretty. These things are totally up my alley. I will definitely be using these a whole lot more. The liquid glitter eyeshadows, yes, all day long, yes. Just to have something like this in my collection to use once in a while is so worth it. I mean, I know a blue eyeshadow with glitter might be a little more than what you guys might be into, but for me, I am so into this. Maybe not for a Monday at 4, but maybe for a Saturday at 8. Oh my God, they're so pretty. Are you guys using all these and you didn't tell me? Like, are you rocking this and I had no idea? Probably. Oh well, at least I showed up at some point. Okay, what else? This lipstick, it's okay. The putty eye primer, no thanks. I will stick with my MAC and my Laura Mercier. This just was too dry feeling on my eyes. I mean, it worked fine. My eyeshadows went over it nicely, but I just don't like the way it feels. The Wow Brow, let me just have another look at my eyebrows. It's okay. I don't know if I'm wowed. I will continue to use it because you know I'm on the constant journey to try and find something that'll make my brows look way better than what they really are. And then this concealer, it's okay. It did start to crease a little bit. I was able to pat it out with my beauty blender. I don't know. I'll give it a try probably later in the year when my skin tone gets more pasty. But for right now, it's not going to replace my Hourglass or my Dior, that's for sure. But I think it's decent. Considering other drugstore concealers I've tried, it's not bad. All in all, for what I have going on here for under $70, I am thrilled. You guys have to tell me in the comments, what do you think? Do I look like a crazy person? Or are you like, I might give that a try. I don't care if I have to go to the grocery store looking like this. I like it. I like it. All right, so considering I bought all this makeup at Target on a whim for less than $70, I think it is one of the best whims I have ever had. And I have some whims. Do not tell my husband or he'll probably make me only buy e.l.f. All right, friends, well, that is all I have for you today for my 100th video playing with e.l.f. makeup. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. You know you want to come back for more of this. And if you're using other e.l.f. products that I have not tried, put them in the comments below. I am willing to try anything as long as they're in stock in my store and I don't have to run around all over town. Although I could order online. All right, friends, as always, I want to thank you so much for being with me, and I'll see you real soon. Mwah.